Okay, cool. So you jumped into the program like what, 3 months ago?
Yes.
I think it was like just shy of 3 months ago, right?
Yep.
Where were you at in monthly recurring revenue with your business?
Zero.
Okay.
$0.
Where are you at now?
I'm at $7K a month, almost 8.5K.
Yeah, and you had a client sign a contract. They're going to start working with you here in the next couple of weeks, so you're at 8.5K.
Yep.
Okay, dude, that's wild. So what were you doing before you started doing? Because right now you're working with real estate agents. You niched down, you committed, put together an offer, started doing outreach, and now you got just shy of 10K a month in recurring revenue. What were you doing before this?
Yeah. I'm getting deja vu. I feel like you already asked me this question.
We already talked about this. And the camera stopped rolling. We had a whole conversation, so we're doing it again. But okay, cliff notes this time. Just give me the cliff notes. Okay, so like you can just be like, oh, I did wedding films.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Basically, yeah, I did wedding films. So my wife and I started a wedding photo and video business. We had some success. I guess the main thing you helped me realize, boil it down to like having to find new clients every single month for my business has been hell for me. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And that's the case obviously for so many other video business owners. They're like, okay, I'm gonna hit up this med spa and I'm going to make them a $500 video. But like one $500 video and having to sell them on that and doing that for 10 other businesses every single month is like,
Yeah.
you might as well be living in hell at that point. So
Seriously.
that was how it was for our wedding business. We're getting clients, but we're in a horrible market. Utah's like the lowest state for the average wedding cost. So it's like their budget in Utah's like 17K per month. And we're trying to charge like 7K. So like almost half of their budget, you know?
Yeah,
and they're like, why would we hire you? Like we need to pay for 10 other things that are more important supposedly. But
so market demand just wasn't really there.
Yep.
Like your guys' prices didn't really correlate to it.
Yep.
You had to find new clients all the time.
Yep.
You couldn't make recurring revenue from one of them. It was like one client pays you, cool. Now you got to go find another one somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. At least what we were saying before is like you don't want return customers. That would suck.
Yeah.
Like somebody comes back, hey, make me another wedding video. And then yeah, and you were also doing all the fulfillment yourselves. Like you guys didn't have a team or anything like this. So you were editing every wedding film. Dude, editing a wedding film is a lot.
So much, bro.
So, dude, it's like so draining creatively.
Our first year, so we started in 2021, like 3 months after we got married. We did 30 weddings that last half of the year. Our second year, like full year, we did 70 weddings and we edited all of the photos and videos for every single one of those weddings.
Yeah, that's wild.
Insane. Yeah. So it was heck. And it just sucked having to do everything ourselves. So, and my wife, she's very adamant about us being there for our clients, us talking to our clients, us editing the films, us shooting the day of, like she wants to be the face so we can deliver the best product. But like, unless you're charging, 20K, 30K, 40K per wedding, like it's so hard to build your business up that way. So I just kind of realized that was reality. And I was like, okay, whatever, we'll just, I'll figure something else out. I'm going to start a social media business. And she's like, I hate social media. I was like, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. So
I hate that. Okay, well, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I didn't go to school. I'm 23, or 22 at the time. But yeah, I started up the business. I mentioned to you, there was this owl lady on TikTok that was really cool. I got connected with her. She had like 200,000 followers on TikTok. So I was like, there's potential here. I don't know how to monetize her account. So I tried to help her grow it. She didn't have funds. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I told her I need probably like 2 to 3K a month to help you produce 30 to 60 reels,
Yeah.
So I started doing that. Long story short, she doesn't even pay me. She pays me like $900.
And you did the work.
I did all the work. Yeah, I produced all the reels.
Did she ghost you?
No, she's just at the end of the month. Like there was no contract. That was the thing. I was I trust her. Like she's cool. She'll come up with the money, but like she still doesn't have the money to this
contracts,
day.
guys. Make sure.
Oh my gosh,
dude, we all learn the hard way at some point.
Well,
right?
like contract by contract, you're like, okay, well this went wrong. Add something new.
Yeah, you're always like adding more stuff to a contract as you learn. For sure.
Fine print. Yeah. So that sucked. It was just like a month and a half wasted. I could have just spent making money in other areas, spent hours on end working with her, and I was like,
well,
whatever.
not necessarily wasted because
true.
you're able to get lessons from it, which it still sucks though, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
okay, so dude, you're already at a 6-figure run rate.
Yeah.
You're already at a 6-figure run rate with your new business, with the video strategy business, and you niche down with realtors. That's awesome. And like we were saying before too, like you got there from 0 to 8.5 in MRR in less than 3 months. But it wasn't like slow stacking. Like the first 2 months, you like no traction.
Yeah.
People weren't really biting. You tried to do presentations in front of brokerages. Like people weren't really working with you. And a couple of the clients that you're working with now aren't even in real estate, but whatever. You were getting out there, right? You were running ads. And then all of a sudden, I feel like it happened in like a month, dude. Like you got all these deals.
Like the last 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So let's dive into that. What do you think allowed you to get those results so quickly?
Yeah. So first off, I would say niching down. Niching down has been a big thing because I didn't want to niche down because you want like every type of client, you know, you're like, I'm open to anyone.
Yeah.
The thing about niching down is you can still take on anyone. The thing is when you do present to certain companies or certain people like agents or whatever you're doing, they trust you more because you're talking specifically to them and to results that can help specifically them instead of just any business.
Yeah, and your messaging through your content like becomes crystal clear because if you're just making content talking to like business owners, nobody's gonna listen because every single person, every unique avatar has their own unique pain points, fears, frustrations, dreams, outcomes that are totally different from anyone else, right? Like what a freaking you know, I don't know, car salesman is trying. I'm not saying we're car salesmen, don't do that. But what a car salesman's dreams, aspirations, fears, pain points are when it comes to lead gen or like trying to make more money is gonna be totally different than what a real estate agent is going through, right? Totally. So that's why you can't say business owners, even though a salesperson's not a business owner. You get the idea I'm saying though, right? Like gym owners, everybody's totally unique. They're on their own unique journey. So that's why it's so important to niche down so your messaging becomes crystal clear and then people resonate with you. So anyway, keep going.
No, that's funny that you say car salesman or whatever. Like I was thinking a similar track. Like it's kind of like if you're trying to sell cars to someone that wants to buy a Porsche, but you're just telling them that you want to sell them a car in general. They're like, I want a Porsche, but you're like, I'll just sell you any kind of car. And they're like, I don't want any kind of car. Like I want a Porsche. So much money. Like, why are you not?
And they start asking questions about the Porsche and you're like, I don't really know much about a Porsche, but like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or you can come out and you can be like, I'm the Porsche dude. Yeah. Right. Like we got 5 on our lot and I'm not getting people coming in every single day looking for a Porsche, but the few that do come in, I already know I'm going to close them.
Exactly.
Right.
And not only that, but you're like, oh, this is where you live. You know, this is what you do for a living. And what kind of Porsche do you want? Oh, you want this kind of Porsche? I have the exact Porsche for you. You know, that's 100%.
Thing. You can ask a few questions, diagnose their problems, and be like, I exactly know what you need.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So it's all about finding everyone's Porsche. You know. So that was the thing. I decided on agents. To be totally honest, like just right off the bat, like I didn't really like the idea of just having to go with agents. Like you're like, just go with agents. And I was like, okay. And I got off the call and I was like, heck, I don't want to go with agents. Like, why agents? That sounds stupid. But I just moved forward with it. I think it's like an easy market. There's a lot of agents that have no idea what the heck they're doing. So I was like, okay, agents, who do I know? And I hit up a family friend. He just ghosted me after like a couple of weeks. He's like, he still hasn't texted me back to this day. Like several times, hasn't answered my calls. And he's like a big time guy, good friend, but like, just so stupid. Got over that. Then there's another family friend, made some reels for them. And I have a class coming up in 3 days from them with like 30 agents. So that's good. Yeah. And then my aunt, I did some videos for her. And then what happened from that is since I made some videos for her, a good friend of hers who owns a home warranty company that's like one of the fastest, biggest growing ones in Utah, saw the video that I made for her about home warranties that she wanted to talk about. So she published that. They saw it. He hit me up and he's like, hey, we need a social media guy. So I met with them and they're like, yeah, we can do $3,000 a month. So they're paying, $2,500 for the first 3 months and then $3,500 after that. So that's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're saying before, when the camera stopped rolling, you're saying before one of the guys in the inner circle within our program, you were chatting with him and you guys were able to brainstorm like a strategy that he's implementing that works really well about like doing free work. And I used to be against free work at the beginning. Like I was like, oh, I'm better than that. And then I got humbled because they were like, well, why are you better than that? Like you're not making any money. So go prove yourself. Right. So what are your thoughts on that then?
Yeah. So what I was getting at before the camera stopped rolling.
It's not my fault, by the way. I'm a professional.
Really?
I promise.
What?
I promise. Dude, the amount of times I film like reels of myself, and I'm just like the mic's in the shot, and I'm like, I'm a professional. I promise. Like everyone's over here like, this dude's a joke. It's like, bro, listen, I know how to make cool looking videos, and I know how to make a lot of money. That's about it. But
it doesn't even matter.
The camera stops rolling. It's like I'm a videographer coach, and I can't even figure.
Filming another videographer. Okay. Yeah, seriously.
Anyway.
So he's like, so I talked to Alex And like I was mentioning to you, you're helping me run ads. I wasn't seeing a ton of results at first. I've seen results now, but like I was running ads and that I was just waiting on because they just have to wait for them to bring people in.
Yeah,
And
it would be
then-
fantastic if you could just start running ads and start like getting clients.
Yeah,
right out the
yeah.
gate.
My
Took a
first
little bit,
ad sucked, by the way.
yeah. That's usually how it goes. Usually
Yeah.
our first ads, like it takes a few tries. Yeah, they're definitely getting better though for sure. Your content's great as of now, dude. Like I love it. I know it's like
Thank you.
like maybe not making you a crap ton. I mean, it is, but like I love what the content you're putting out. It's super creative.
It's connecting with people. Every single person I'm talking to that sees it is like, oh yeah, I wake up every morning and watch your video. And
No
I'm
way.
Like, yes,
That's sick.
I kid you not.
That's so cool.
That tells me that I gotta continue for the full 90 days, even though it sucks. But yeah, anyways. So I talked to Alex. I was like, okay, running ads, just waiting on that. What can I do right now? Because I have time and need to get moving. And he's like, okay, go create free videos. Here's the difference. You're not creating videos for like getting better at video because you're already good at video. Don't worry about that. He's like, you're creating videos to show people that you can add value. You know, I think it was you or someone else that said to me, give people so much value that they feel like they owe you.
Yep.
Is that you?
That was me.
Yeah, so that's you. I've said that to my clients. Like, 'cause when you're making a reel, you want to give so much value in your reel that people feel like, oh wow, like that added so much value.
The idea is you want to give so much free value up front that people can't help but ask the question internally, if this is what he's giving me for free, what in the world is included in his paid stuff, right? Like if I pay him, like, dude, you know what I mean? That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's to build so much trust up front that nobody can compete with you. Because who else is giving out free content like this? Now, there's a strategy, right? Talk a little bit about how you're not just going to give free content to anyone that asks. So talk a little bit about that, right?
Yeah, so what I started doing was, and my aunt wasn't one of the ones I qualified, by the way. What I'm about to talk about is qualifying. Like I just shot some videos for her and got that client. But what I started doing was, he mentioned qualifying and jumping on calls with them, asking them, you know, how much they're making. And that just lit up something in my mind. I was like, okay, if I can text a real estate agent, message them on Instagram, which usually doesn't work, so texting is better, calling them, just get them on a call. If I can get them on a call and give them some sort of value, either I'm just asking them if there's any way that I can help them, or I'm helping them refine their Instagram profile, telling them what I can do, and then talking to them. I just ask a few questions. What are you, like, how long have you been in this? Like, just help them get comfortable, and then ask them, how much did you make last year? How much do you want to make this year? And as soon as I know those two numbers, that tells me if they can even afford me, or if they're even the type of person I want to work for. I've ended up, you know, creating packages for each level so that anyone from starter to, you know, full on 500K a year realtor can move forward. Like I've created packages for all of them, but I wanted to make free videos for people who are making over 150K, you know, 200K a year. Just because the other ones just are going to be less interested in paying for anything. So that's what I started doing, started shooting free videos, and sure enough, I shot a free video with a guy the other day. I sent him the video.
It was fire, by the way.
Loved
Sick
it.
reel,
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. It didn't take me that long, but he's got 10,000 followers, which that's another thing to look for. Look for people who have, you know, a big following.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like qualifiers, like first of all, they got to make enough money to be able to justify even spending it on you in the first place, right? And then two, and that's why you qualify, you ask questions in the discovery phase to make sure like, okay, this is a client I can give free work to that has a high chance of converting afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't, like the other client you said, you made some free reels, some other person saw the content you made for them and was like, oh, I want that, and then reached out. But yeah,
different.
100%. So you you create free content. I'm sorry, back up. Qualifying. So they got to make the money. They also need to have the belief that social media is the way to go.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because if they don't already have that internal belief,
You can't teach it to them.
yeah, and then you have to try to convince them that they should be doing it. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah,
so you want to go after someone that knows, like ideally an agent that's making like 300, 400, 500K a year minimum around there, so they can justify the expense. And they're already ideally doing something with social media.
Yep.
They're just frustrated because they don't know exactly what to do to get better results. Like that's the thing. So that way you come in and you can be like, oh, you already have the belief you should be doing this.
Yeah.
We just don't really know what to do exactly or how to effectively build your brand. So then that's when you come in and you can fill that perfect hole.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like if you're going to do free work, guys, make sure you're strategic with it and you figure out what are the qualifiers first. Who is my niche? Make sure you know who you're going to.
Yep.
But you're not just going to go around giving free work. I think that's why people are so afraid, is because they feel like if I just give away free work, people are going to take advantage of it and no one's going to want to work with me. And it's not true. So long as you have a niche, you actually can provide value to them and help solve a problem they have. And you know how to qualify them properly. So that way it's a good fit. Because if you're giving them free work, they better qualify. And I also tell people transparently, I don't know what you do, but like I tell them transparently, like, listen, bro, you're a great fit. I'd love to make this content for you and show you what we can do. full transparency. Obviously, we both know I'm not just doing this to give you free content. Like I want to do that to show you what we can do. But then assuming it all goes well and you like the content, it performs well, I want to sit down and have a conversation about what it looks like to move forward and work with you long term.
Yep.
And then at least get a verbal like, oh yeah, this sounds great. Let's do it. Right.
Yep.
And then it's like, cool, that's a good fit. Then you go out and do it. Cause like Trevino, for example, bro, he had 1 month where he went down. So this Alex Trevino, he's part of the program. He's crushing it right now. One of the guys in there. He's been doing it for a while though, but he's working with agents. He's at like 20, I think just over 20K MRR. He had a bad month where he like it got chopped down to like half, and he was struggling. He called me. He was like, dude, like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, well, what's the plan to get more leads and just do it again? You've done it before. What are our daily KPIs and non-negotiables to make sure that you're able to get back to that 20K? And he already knew. Like I asked him the question and he was like, yeah, you're right. I know what to do. I just got to go do it. And so he did the outreach, right? He did the strategies and he did the free content and he got right back to it in like a month.
Yeah.
Right. So it obviously works. There's obviously specific strategies in order to do it effectively, but yeah, 100%. Totally agree.
Totally.
What else do you think you did that was able to like bring you these clients?
Yeah. So real quick, recapping with the one realtor, he had 10,000 followers. What was amazing about that was that he got like 40 shares. He got like hundreds of likes, tons of saves, stuff like that. Like it was crazy. 7,000 views, which like for a realtor, that's solid. So he was happy. The next day, he's like, yeah, let's work together. I jumped on a call with him. I was like, did you like the video? He's like, yeah, I love it. It went great. Let's work together. He signed the contract a few days later. He's going to pay in like a couple weeks. So
why are you guys waiting for a couple weeks?
He needs to close on a house, but he signed.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, if you sign the contract,
Yep.
you'll I just made something up. I don't know. Maybe it's bad, but I was
sign the contract.
You'll be in the thing. Like I just didn't want him to wait.
Your spot will be secured.
Well, it's just like when if people wait several days or several weeks and they start thinking about it, they might overthink it. It's not that what I'm giving is a bad, thing, but it's just like I don't want him to like.
People have shiny object syndrome. They start to think things over. They're like, oh, maybe I try this instead, and it's like, no, dude. Like it happens all the time. So 100%, get him to sign a contract.
Exactly.
And what I would do all the time is like, okay, bro, no worries. Like, we want to wait. That's totally fine. How about this? We'll keep it really simple. I'll just shoot over a quick contract. Let's get that signed so I can get your spot secured. Because I do have 2 slots left for this month. And then I'll just send over an invoice for a small deposit, again, so we can lock in that spot. And whenever I do that, 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, yeah, sounds great. Let's do it. But then you can get that peace of mind knowing, like, okay, they're committing. They're good to go.
Yeah, so he's legit. I was going to say, the crazy thing about him is he didn't, like, me doing free work for him is because I did free work for another agent, or I offered free work for another agent. So there was another agent, I shared this on my story, and I think you saw this. He texted me, he's like, hey bro, I've been seeing your content everywhere. It's amazing. Like, I think I'd love to work with you. I'd love to talk about how like we can work together. It was just long text gushing.
Was that the one where he was like, dude, I've been seeing your ads. Let's finally do this thing. Is that what it was? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so he said all this stuff, and I was like, heck yeah, okay. And what happened was I had texted him like a few weeks before, no response. Like most agents just don't respond, so you need to come up with something smart.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're great at communication.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, they just get tons of texts like that, so clearly my text isn't good enough. Like I need to come up with something that is actually good. But like he's like, yeah, bro, like I'd love. So we went out to lunch. He's like, yeah, I want to move forward with you in like a couple months when I'm able to, sell a few more homes. But I want to move forward. Since then, we've been really good friends, and then he hooked me up with that contact of his name's Roddy, and we're gonna start working together. But yeah, like it's because I offered to do free work for him and so on. But yeah, that has been one of the biggest things has been free work. Probably, the biggest, niching down, and then also just like refining what it is that I'm giving to people. I think it's like the no-brainer. What's it called?
No-brainer offer?
Yeah, no-brainer offer. So just coming up with something that like, okay, here's the problem. Agents don't know how to create content, okay? So how can I provide value to them? I can film for them, or they can film themselves. They just need to be educated either way. So I came up with, there's a base coaching offer, there's a coaching in classes, there's coaching in classes and filming, and then there's I'm doing everything for them. And those are like, there's a level for them where they're like, okay, yeah, like I can afford the cheapest or I can afford the higher one. Like I need to basically, their problem is that they either don't know or they don't have the time for it, So if I can relieve their time by filming, or they have the time so I can, let them learn and do it themselves, and I teach them how to do it. So it's been nice being able to have something that I know and am confident in offering and being able to say, yeah, like this will help you, you know.
Yeah.
And because of that, I closed, you know, one of my first agents a couple weeks ago. And then the crazy thing is, like, because I am very confident in what I'm offering now, I reached out to another friend who works for a solar company, and I was like, hey, I'd love to do some, you know, work. Do you know of anyone looking for a social media guy? And I got hooked up with a guy who does shirts for like big brands like Bucked Up and stuff. And basically, long story short, they're looking for a video guy that can do video for tons of companies. So they got me a deal with a solar company. We went and met with them, and now they're on retainer.
Nice.
So,
That's dope, dude. I think what you said before is really important to, like, crucial, is not only niching down, but then niching down and ensuring you know exactly what the problems are of that niche, and then effectively diagnosing them and providing the solution. I think too many videographers are so stuck on like trying to convince people to buy their videos, when in reality it's like, dude, people don't buy videos. Mm-hmm. They buy results, and your videos better deliver those results for them. Yeah. Right? Like, people don't want videos. They want what comes from those videos.
It's so hard to remember that when you're talking to people, you know? Because all you think about is, oh my gosh, I just watched this dope video from, you know, MKBHD on this camera, you know, and all you think about is camera gear and all this stuff.
I want to buy this next camera gear. Exactly. Bro, I was on a call the other day with this one dude. Closed him. He jumped in. So if you're watching this, I'm not gonna say your name, but he's a G. I love this guy. He was like, we got to the very end. I was like, dude, this is a perfect fit. You need to jump in the program. Let's get you out of this bottleneck. You've been stuck there for years. Like, you're a perfect fit. Jump in. And here's what it looks like. Here's the cost, all that stuff. And he was like, oh, dude, like, I don't know, man, I just made a big purchase not too long ago. And I was like, oh no, he didn't make it. I think he was thinking about making it. He was like, I'm about to make a big purchase. I don't have the money right now. I was like, what are you about to buy?
Is it like a Red or something?
No, it's like a $6,000 Sony.
Yeah, like the FX6.
Yeah, and it's something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Just out of curiosity, how do you plan to have that make you more money? Like, you have a couple cameras already. He's like, yeah, got a couple Sonys. I was like, how's that going to actively make you more money, like 10K plus a month? And he was like, well, like better quality. And I was like, can I be honest, dude? Like, it's not going to make you more money. Right? So like, they don't care. So I know. I love gear, bro. I love nice, like, I love cool shit. I love gear. I'm a gear nut. I had a Red. I sold it.
Yeah.
It didn't make me more money. It was like a self-fulfillment thing, because I just love to make cool videos. But there's the natural evolution of filmmakers, where they go from being a filmmaker and wanting to turn their hobby into a career, and then struggling and being in a constant feast and famine cycle. Then they finally come to the conclusion and the realization that, okay, this obviously isn't working. I can't just sell videos. And then the natural evolution there is they then have to figure out how to become great marketers and great business owners, which is a totally different skill set.
Crazy.
So anyway, I was on the call with this dude, and I was like, how's that making more money? And he just kind of sat there. And he was like, I guess it won't really. And I was like, so you could buy the camera, or you could jump into the program and make a lot more money. What do you think sounds like a better?
Camera.
And then buy the camera. Yeah. And then I was like, what do you think makes more sense? And I was like, by the way, like, I'm not trying to pressure you, like, whatever you think, bro, but what does your gut tell you? I always say that, like, what's your gut tell you? And then he was like, okay, let's do it. And then he jumped in. But I got him. I took his money. But hey, bro. But hey, dude. I mean, dude, like, I have no issues selling my stuff. I used to be nervous with like video, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and nervous to sell stuff. And then I look back and I'm like, why was I nervous about selling? Why was I afraid to sell?
Confident in your product?
I wasn't confident in my offer, dude. I wouldn't buy it for myself.
It's crazy.
Right? Like, I didn't have 110% conviction. Now that I have experience in having conviction in an offer that I know works, I know if you come in here and you apply yourself and you put in the work, you will make more money. You will hit 10K a month. It's only a matter of time if you put in the action. And because of that, I've seen like it's able to change the lives of people. Like, and it's literally like, it's not because of me by any means. It's because of you. Like, you put in the work. I just was able to help kind of show a little bit of like, here's the roadmap to get there, but you put in the work and now you're where you're at. And so like at the end of the day, when you're able to formulate an offer, and it took me a while to do that with my video agency, but now like, dude, I told this one dude, I was on a sales call. This is like a month ago at this point. He wanted a video sales letter, one video, but it was gonna make him a lot of money. We talked about the funnel, the KPIs, and I was like, yeah, dude, we can make this video for you. I think the trajectory of how much more money you wanna make, how many more leads you wanna get, this is definitely the solution for it. It's just 20 grand. And he was like, for one video? And I was like, yeah, dude. But like, I have no issues telling the price. For the coaching program, I'm like, yeah, dude, here's how much it is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at this point, it's a disservice if I don't tell people about what I have to offer to help them because of how confident I am. So like, I'll joke around all the time about like taking people's money, but it's like, bro, if it works, I'll do it all day long.
You're not taking it; they're giving it to you. You know.
Yeah, that's
they,
the thing too.
they
And I'll tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, dude, like you only make this decision if you genuinely think you should do this.
Yeah.
Like if your gut, what your gut tells you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you responsible to ask the important questions that I think is important for us to ask ourselves. But at the end of the day, if you want to do it, then don't do it, dude. But like it's not gonna hurt me. I don't need your money.
Well,
you know what I
that's the
mean?
crazy
Only
thing.
if you want to. Like if you want to grow and scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the crazy thing about you is like people are like, man, Ridge is such a good salesman. And yeah, like if you want to put it that way, that's fine. But like what it is that you know, like with 110% conviction, like you said, that you can provide results. Because that's what it's about. It's about results, you know?
I feel like you're starting to get into that too. Like it's funny because the best salespeople, sorry, I totally interrupted you. I apologize. The best salespeople, like the biggest thing to do, I get so amped about this stuff. The best salesman, it's not about like learning the right tactics or what to say or how to say it. Like, sure, those are really important. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to ever be good at sales if you don't believe in the offer you're selling.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah. Or you're just like a crazy liar, you know? But like,
yeah. Or you're like
but
what's it called? Or you're just like a psychopathic liar.
you're just a scam artist.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're really good at lying, you know, those Norton security scams, but like, no, but like seriously,
Yeah,
like
dude.
it's crazy because if you think about it, like if you go to a company and you're offering something, but you know it won't add value to them, how can you be confident in
And
that,
people
you
sense
know?
it too.
Yeah.
People can, like, if they don't feel your excitement and your conviction and what you're trying to sell them, like, and posted the other day. I'm gonna read it again because this gets me fired
So
up, dude.
good.
It's so good. Whenever I say this, or whenever I read it back, I'm like, it's gold, bro. But in sales, check this out. Here it is. People love to buy, they just hate being sold to. How many times have you heard that? People love to buy, they just hate being sold to. Dude, I think that's bullshit. I love being sold to. Everybody, like, we love to be sold, bro.
Yeah.
Don't you love to be sold
Oh, yeah.
if it's something you want to buy?
Yeah, of course.
If it's something you want to buy.
But I don't like being sold something that I could care less about.
Yeah, dude, like the Apple Vision Pros, I love seeing those ads. I want to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, sell me. Like, I'll go into the Apple
Give me
store.
a
Like,
reason
dude, perfect example. I love cars. It's so bad. I love cars. I'll go to a dealership. If I know that I want to get a car and I want that car,
I don't even
I
have to
love.
sell you.
Yeah, exactly. But I still love when the salesperson hypes it up. And they're like, yeah, dude, you 100% get this. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I want to get it, right? Like, people love to be sold to.
Yeah.
They just hate being convinced, right? If you resort to convincing or trying to convince someone, it's because you failed to sell and persuade, right? So persuasion is when you help someone make a decision based on their own desires and reasons. Convincing is when you attempt to get someone to do what you want them to do for your own reasons. So as soon as you can tune into their reasons and their own reasons only, then you'll sell more. As soon as you can seek to understand before being understood, then you'll be able to sell more. Where we at? Done? Cool. Let me pause this real quick.
Record limit, bro. There's no record limit.
That's a big reason why I want to do it, because there's no record
No,
limit for
and the other
Sony's.
thing too, really quick, I have these battery things on the bottom of my cameras, and they'll let you film for like 8 hours straight. Like you
Dang.
could film for 8 hours straight, and I have a 1 terabyte card in my.
I should
camera.
probably make the pivot to Sony.
Dude.
It'll happen at some point.
No, but you're buying a new car instead. It's all good. I'm just so afraid to lose all the money out of my Canon cameras, but I'm buying a third
But I'll buy a
car.
depreciating asset. It's actually an investment. It's an investment.
Yeah,
This
and-
car, dude. This specific one is an investment. Really.
Yeah.
But you guys, you'll see it come soon. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, no, but I agree. Like, it's crazy because I think about it. If I'm going to a real estate agent that has a social media, ideally this isn't going to be in front of most of them, but if I'm going to a real estate agent that's on social media but barely at all, and then we're jumping on a call and I'm saying, okay, here's what I can provide you. It's gonna cost $2,000 a month. I'll give you a discount, but they're like barely posting as it is. They clearly don't believe in it that much. It's going to be so much harder for me to say, hire me for this thing that you don't even believe in yourself. The agents that I know, like I have 2 or 3 agents that are they're ready to move forward. Like it's just a matter of a couple months, and all of them are on top of their social media. It's just a matter of them getting the money, so they're ready. It's just like I don't want to take on agents if they don't have any money.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm not.
for sure.
I can't do what you do, where you like give people instant results within a month, 2 months. But I think the concept is there where like, okay, if they already believe in the product, you know, like you already know you love a car, like all you have to do is show them which car to buy, you know.
100%, which is why you don't want to waste your time with people that aren't looking for a car.
Exactly.
Right? It's like find the people that are looking for it. They're problem aware and they're solution aware. You can just be the one to fill that hole and be like, hey, you're already looking for this. You know you need to be social media. I'll come in and help you make it happen. And they're like, okay, finally, right?
Well, that's why you got to ask questions. That's the other thing you've taught me is you're like, you should be talking like 10 to 20% of the time max, you know, like ask questions, find out if they are interested in X, Y, and Z. And if they are, then you can go from there. But if you're telling them what they want, there's a high chance you don't even know what they want, which is
100%, dude.
I mean, it's significantly more sales than it is, you know, videos and high quality cameras, you know.
Yeah, I always tell everyone, like, if you're a videographer, if you want to make a lot of money, like past 10K a month recurring revenue consistently, and then scale to like 30, 40K at some point, maybe even past that, right? If you want to scale, you have to get really good at these skill sets: marketing, sales, copywriting. Like those are the biggest things in my opinion, right? If you can get really good at marketing, just principles in general, really good at sales, and get really good at copywriting, like that's the other thing I learned is like, you do a lot of writing and you're helping people like write and tell stories. So it's like written word is huge. So like if you can read Copywriting Secrets real quick, like that, I love that book. If you haven't read it, add it to your list. Amazing, bro.
Is that great. Like part of your, like what you do for reels and stuff? Like if I
understand
correctly? Okay.
Yeah. Like Copywriting Secrets helps me so much with, it's just wordsmithing. It's like how you say, how you deliver your message, all that good stuff. Okay. So we've talked a good amount. We still need to do some stuff with you too. So last question for you, bro. What would you say to someone that's like maybe watching this right now? They're trying to grow their business. They're kind of stuck. They're frustrated. What advice would you give them right now in this moment? What would you tell them?
If I were to say something cheesy, just like give Rid your money. Just kidding. Like one of those stupid, you know, sales videos. Clip that. No, I'm
Run it as an ad.
But I do mean it. Like straight up, we were stressed. Like we got into a house like 6 months ago. Okay. And it's not even a crazy home.
That's pretty recent.
Like,
Yeah, that's recent then.
Yeah, relatively recent. It was like 1,500 square feet. We're paying $2,700 a month, which is crazy. And to us, that's a lot because we're trying to scale our business. Yeah. We're paying taxes. We're, you know, paying for all these programs. And I was like, I just don't know what we're going to do. And straight up, like within the last couple of months, like we were really tight. And I feel like if I had known earlier that I could have learned from a mentor that would have taught me exactly, you know, what I wanted, help me do what I want to do, you know, but know the steps, it would have been so much quicker than just to say that I'm, you know, I'm prideful and I know how to do it myself, because I don't. Like if I know how to do it myself, like why am I not there?
I would be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think like just like know that if you want to get where you want to go, you have to learn from people who have already done it. Otherwise, you're trying to pave a path that is significantly more difficult to pave because you're doing it yourself, you know, instead of just learning from someone who's already paved their own path, you know.
Totally agree, dude. I appreciate it, by the way. Thank you. I totally agree, though. Like the smartest thing I've ever done was invest in coaching and mentorship. 100%.
And that's what you did, literally.
Yeah. Well, you practice what you preach, right? Like if I'm going to expect people to pay me to coach them and teach them, like I better believe it enough that I also spend I spend most of my money on coaching, dude, and mentorships. Like I paid $10,000 to go to just like a 2-day mastermind one time, just because like that's how valuable I know it is. You know what I mean? So anyway, dude, thanks for coming on. I think this was great. I think we talked about a lot of really cool stuff. So those watching this, take the principles, the stuff we talk about. Like hopefully it helps you regardless. At the end of the day, if you feel like it's not enough, hit me up, slide in the DMs, we'll chat. But nonetheless, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Colton. Appreciate it, bro.
See ya. Appreciate it.
All right.